welcome to episode 24 of Hashtag Shout, the weekly discussion show where we talk about everything. The Hashtag Shout crew are here to tackle some of the most controversial subjects possible, from whether abortion is murder and why Clint Eastwood is racist towards chairs. My name is the Lone Walker 1.
And I am Steve Jones 3, and today Adam and I are joined by our regular guest. Some say that he has a TARDIS dedicated to holding all of his beer, and when you ask him if he's God, he will say yes. He is Dan, the Geek King, Adamson! How you doing, Geek?
I'm sweet as hell.
Good. A bit of a long day, I think you and I have had, but fun.
Productive.
So, Adam, what are we doing on this week's episode?
Well, Stephen, on this week's episode, we'll be taking a look at some of the lesser-known news of the week, plus I'll share with you my 3 tweets of the week.
And I'll bring you the results of my Fancast challenge, plus I'll be reviewing some iPod apps that I've been checking out this week. So, Dan, do your thing.
Okay. But let's get on to the usually and always predictable, boring news.
Well, as Dan said, it's time for the news, and he doesn't like my news. But I don't care. So, first bit of news. A new restaurant inside a Welsh jail. You would only thank the Welsh for this. So a restaurant is being opened up inside a Welsh jail, and the inmates are making the food.
Yeah, but isn't that what Gordon Ramsay did on a TV show?
No, what he did, he fed the inmates.
Alright.
Though this is a restaurant in a prison, where the food is being cooked by the inmates.
Because if there's one person we trust with our meals, it's convicted felons.
Yes.
I don't know.
Around 30 inmates of the HMP Cardiff and HMP Presscode in Monmouthshire will be paid about £14 for a 40-hour working week in the 96-cover restaurant.
For those who don't know, HMP is Her Majesty's Prison.
Indeed. Restaurant run by prisoners. Are we happy with that?
I ain't really bothered, I ain't going.
Well, true, it is in Wales. Okay, in our next story. The RSPCA has been called out to rescue a flustered fox which had been outfoxed by a flowboat. Oh, I hate you, Mr. Wright. I don't know who you are.
Kill yourself.
Builders at the University of Hertfordshire spotted a trapped animal's head poking out of the hole in the floor while renovating an office earlier this week. They saw that the fox was trying to wriggle through the section of flooring when it became stuck fast at the university's De Halliford campus in Hatfield. And here's the picture.
Can I just take a moment? I was joking when I said kill yourself.
Yeah.
I have to clarify.
Yeah. So, yes. So, basically, this fox... So, here's a clever idea. I'll climb out of this hole. Oh, no, I fucking won't. So, moving on, our next news. Dad's favourite news here. An art centre in the US has tested the boundaries of legitimate art with a film festival devoted to the online cat videos.
Why the hell would you want to do that?
Organisers of the event at the Walker Art Centre in Minneapolis said they wanted to find out whether the private experience of viewing the videos online would translate to a shared and social experience when shown on an outdoor screen on the museum's grounds. The festival made room for various kinds of cat videos with categories from comedy, drama, foreign, animated, musical, art house, and documentary. Participants voted on a People's Choice Award, and several Lifetime Achievements were handed out to view the all-time popular videos.
A lifetime achievement for being the loneliest people on the planet.
Fucking hate cats.
Yes. And big news of the week, actually. Actor and film director Clint Eastwood has earned plenty of bad reviews for his latest performance, a bizarre, rambling endorsement of Mitt Romney.
Yeah, he's anti-Obama, so he's got to go with Romney.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
He spent ages talking to, basically having a rant against Barack Obama, which is fair enough, except Barack Obama wasn't there, and it was the fact an empty chair. And he said, and I watched this, he actually said, I have with me the President of the United States, and I'm going, no you don't, Clint. That's a chair. But no. I watched the speech and, quite frankly, it was pretty sad. We've gone from, go ahead, make my day, and you gotta ask yourself one question. All the way up to, I'm talking to a chair because it's actually the President of the United States.
That would explain some of the previous economic problems.
I think that was the idea. The idea is that the president is non-existent.
Oh, no, the idea was that he was supposedly role-playing as if the president was there, but it didn't come out right. He just looked like a senile old man. But next news, a message in a bottle hauled from the depths by a fishing boat has set a new world record for the length of time spent at sea, beating the previous record by more than 5 years. The bottle, released in 1914 as part of a scientific experiment, turned up nearly 98 years later in a net during a fishing mission east of Shetland. Incredibly, it was discovered by the same Lerwick vessel that found the previous world record holder. The find has now been confirmed by the Guinness World Records. What really annoys me? It doesn't tell you what's said in it.
I imagine it was something like hardy.
See, when I was a kid, I used to write messages in a bowl and throw it out as far as I could to see. Just, I don't have an email address. Like, if you find me, write back.
When I was a kid, I spun around in a circle and ate custard.
What, at the same time?
Yeah.
That sounds more fun than what you do.
Oh, fuck you, ridiculous spoons. A university professor has been arrested on suspicion of criminal damage after a number of cars are vandalised. So far, pretty normal story. University professor. Get this. Professor Stephen Graham, who is employed by Newcastle University,
Oh, here we go.
was detained by police investigating the scratching of words onto 24 cars in Northumberland Gardens in Jesmond in Newcastle, right?
Good job.
Here's what he wrote. Some of the words included very silly, really wrong, and arbitrary. All done with a screwdriver. So not fuck you and all that. Oh, this arbitrary, very silly. Did I commit these crimes, or did this professor guy, you know? This is what happens when professors commit crimes, you know? And this is arbitrary. This is most over the person. It's like, what?
You can tell he's on jury as well.
Exactly.
So you would have realised those people didn't know what the fuck arbitrary meant.
So Tom Curry. Aquarium staff had installed CCTV after they say a visitor attempted to make off with a stingray.
G'day.
Management at the Seaquarium
My
in
name's Steve Irwin.
Management at the Seaquarium in Weston-super-Mare, Somerset, said a customer was spotted reaching into an enclosure in order to grab a freshwater stingray. Obviously, they wanted to visit their hero, Steve Irwin.
Maybe it was Steve Irwin's family and they were trying to get revenge.
I just have to ask, where the hell was he planning on putting it? Because this might be one of the only days where I will actually think to myself, maybe there was going to be a situation where a girl would say, is that a stingray in your pants, or I just happened to see me, and the guy would suddenly fall down dead.
They said the attempted theft was witnessed by another visitor, who informed staff. However, they were unable to trace the suspect, prompting the introduction of security cameras to protect the endangered species. They couldn't find the suspect! How many people do you know trying to nick off with stingrays? Fuck it. Alright, up next. A 13,000-foot long reclining woman, which is the world's largest human form sculptured into landscape, is to open to the public next month. People will be able to walk over the godless like Northumberland. Right, I'm tripping over my words here. Right, sorry about that. I know I wanted it that. People will be able to walk over
Didn't say you would.
People will be able to walk over the goddess like Northumberland deer. That's a stupid word. Which can be seen by pilots coming into land at nearby Newcastle Airport. Passengers on the East Coast main lane and drivers of the A1 have noticed as her curves took shape over the past 2 years.
No, it didn't.
It really didn't. To me, that doesn't look like a woman. That just looks like a Meccano
I see
set going on.
tits.
You would, Dan.
No, you can see it right there, dude.
I know.
Well, yeah, look. I can confirm that there are indeed boobs.
Fucking hell, Adam. I can confirm. Hello,
Good sir, I am a professor of boobology.
Is it Will I Am or Will I Am? Will I Am has fuck you, stupid name. Will I Am has premiered his new single, From Mars. The NASA rover Curiosity beamed to Earth the Black Eyed Peas singer's new song, Reach for the Stars, in the first music broadcast from another planet, to the delight of students who gathered at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California to listen. The song has been uploaded to the rover, which landed near the equator of Mars, and played it back, a journey of some 700 million miles. So basically, even when you shoot his music into space, you can't escape it.
Here's the deal. We have a robot that can do so much on us. We have the technology to do so much. And we're using it to play Will I Am. Well done. You have officially made yourselves the most annoyingly pointless people on the planet. And yes, I'm counting Adam Sandler and Justin Bieber in this.
Whoa.
I don't understand.
I don't. I think shit.
Didn't say you had to.
I know. I'm just throwing in my opinion. I'm allowed to do that, aren't I? This is hashtag shout. We are a debate/discussion show. We are allowed to have different opinions.
Let's think about that.
And we don't have to, break down into just screaming at each other, like some people make us do on other shows. Not that I'm pointing your fingers.
Yeah, Scarface.
I'm not talking about Scarface.
No.
Anyway, so that was the news.
I don't know. I actually have some news.
How dare you, bitch?
Yeah. News. McDonald's are in the news today.
Oh, God.
McDonald's are opening up the first ever vegetarian McDonald's in India. So that they can tap into the Indian Muslim market.
Okay, so have we got any suggestions of names?
They're gonna, okay. They are going to, one of them is just going to be called the McVegetarian, because...
Well, that's original.
Creative.
I'm a McVegetarian. I have no friends.
The waffle chip dippers, I don't really know what they're... Waffle cone pieces, along with brownie chips, are served with soft serve vanilla ice cream to dip into, along with Snickers pieces.
That sounds awesome.
So, what do you use to dip these?
Waffle cone pieces.
Right. For some reason, I thought you were talking about chips or something. I was thinking, why do you dip chips in the ice cream?
It is going to be called the Makaloo Tiki Burger.
That's not a type of food. That's an endangered species.
Which is a fried potato burger and makes up a quarter of sales of their
Jesus.
sales. So yeah, what they've opened up their first ever vegetarian outlet simply so that Muslims will come and eat at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, they're loving it.
We'll see. Any other news?
No, that is it from me.
So Dan, which piece of news gets your boring card of the week?
The bottle.
The bottle. So Dan, in terms of the bottle story, what are your thoughts?
Boom!
So with that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to go on to Adam's segment. Adam,
Indeed.
I think it's time we covered your
With the week!
Are you okay there, Dan?
My phone's not dead. The blood's coming back to it.
So Adam, what are your tweets of the week?
My first tweet is from @Stewie Griffin. If you must choose between two evils, pick the one you've never tried before. The next one comes from QIpedia. It is a quote by Stephen Wright. When everything is coming your way, you're probably in the wrong lane. And this final one is from Bill Clinton.
It's sexual relations.
It's a quote by Bill Clinton. My penis has, in a sense, been a central part of American life for the better part of 2 decades. And those were my tweets of the week.
I like
Fair enough. Well, with your tweets of the week out of the way, Adam, I suppose we'll go right on over from. There's nothing we have to cover. We just move on right there.
Fancraft.
Like I said, there's absolutely nothing to cover.
Fancraft.
Did someone not do their homework?
I did. I did.
You see, I couldn't. I have no internet still, and therefore mine will not be next week either. It'll be the week after.
There's no need.
So, but I believe that the question was actually done this week.
Yes, it was, but we don't need to worry about that. We can just move.
No, if it was done, we should hear it.
But you don't want to listen to a long, boring rant. Maybe we should just.
Why don't you just do a synopsis and then first and who you cast? Take a 10-minute thing.
Okay, truth be told, there's a lot of hard work involved, and I kind of had a breakdown. But I can try a synopsis, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So it's not going to be anywhere near as long as last week's. Not last week's, last one I did. Okay, here's the basics stuff, okay? So it's a question movie, okay? Initially this takes place in Star City. Star City being the home of the Green Arrow. So I'd use shots from San Francisco, shots from California to kind of make up the Star City, kind of combine them. Right, so your main protagonists obviously are The Question and Green Arrow. Now, I went and I was looking through a lot of different peeps to find who should be The Question, and I eventually came up to a Liverpoolian actor, which is obviously Question American, but I went with David Morrissey, who's best known for Basic Instinct 2 in The Walking Dead. What is that look on your face for? Dan's got a weird look in his face.
After the show.
Okay. As for Oliver Queen, after researching people, the best name I could come up with was Ewan McGregor from Star Wars Attack of the Clones and Angels and Demons.
It's also from Star Wars: The Phantom Menace to Star Wars: The Revenge of the Sith.
Yes, I know. Now, a secondary protagonist would be Huntress. In this case, it's Helena Bertinelli, basically daughter of the mobster who was killed by Mandragora. I was debating between two names, and the first one was Jessica Alba. But eventually I dropped her in favour of Elisa Dushku from Batman Year One, but for the Vampire Slayer. In Batman Year One, she plays Catwoman.
Yeah.
So I went with her because I know she can. She can hang. She can. Now, the main antagonists. Basically, there are two major villains, and there is a side villain introduced later on. The main villain that's going to be on camera, so the main antagonist that's going to be on camera is going to be Stefan Mandragora. And I'm going to have him played by John Rhys Davies. Lord of the Rings, Sliders, you know the guy. He's up. And the other group is Cadmus. At this time, there's no face of Cadmus, because the idea is they are almost a Monday Illuminati-esque group. You only deal with people who work for them for now. So, you got that sorted out. Basically, it starts. The mayor of Star City and its district attorney are assassinated on the same day. The financial wizard of Star City, Oliver Queen, is given the funeral. That people are looking to him as a kind of beacon of hope. Yeah. So he decides to run for mayor and all that jazz. It all goes to pot. And then he gets assassinated. And Star City is left in a bit of chaos.
Okay.
So that's kind of your setup. Now, in this meantime, we get introduced to the question: who comes in to investigate the death of Oliver Queen? Now, even though he's from Hub City, which, if anybody asks where that is, my response is no idea. Yeah. He comes to investigate, where he actually comes across Green Arrow. And Green Arrow, he helps about a situation where Green Arrow's being attacked by a bunch of people. Question turns up in his car. He says, "Oi, get in the car." They drive off to Question's hideout. And he goes, "Right, now we've got to get down to work." Green Arrow's going, "Okay, first we've got to find out who tapped me." And he goes, "Well, no, we need to find out who tried to assassinate you." And Green Arrow goes, "What do you mean?" He says, "Look, Oliver, if I know, I know you are Green Arrow, I know you're Oliver Queen. Let's not waste time with this, secret identity bullshit." Now, Green Arrow's going, "How would you possibly know that I'm Oliver Queen?" He goes, "1, you're both expert marksmen. 2, only Oliver Queen could be the guy in Star City to give you the funds to be like Green Arrow or chat. So basically, it's common sense. And secondly, that mask that you wear is barely covering your eyes. And the fact that no one else has figured you out to be, Green Arrow before me is a fucking miracle." So at which point Green Arrow's like, "Oh, so yeah, you're the smart Gallic, right? You know everything." He goes, "Of course I know everything. It's my job." He says, "Really? And you think you can outsmart me?" "Yes." And he goes, "Can you outsmart Nightwing?" Blank look. Of course he's got a mask.
Yeah.
Just stares. "What about Wonder Woman?" "What about Batman?" He sighs and looks down. So basically, Question basically explains that this whole thing was set up by a man named Stefan Mandragora, who is actually they're getting a pleb to run for mayor, but he's actually under the control of Mandragora. Mandragora is the muscle behind this operation. So he gives exposition about who Mandragora is, and he basically, Green Arrow's going, "So why would he do this? I mean, what's he got to profit from it?" And the question's like, "Well, he'll have control of the city. It's ultimate power."
Yeah.
And Green Arrow goes, "Well, we've got to stop him. And he goes, quite right, So they, go off and do their superhero bullshit,
Yeah.
This isn't going to be anywhere near as detailed as my last one, because I've been fucking dealing with too much shit.
It's alright. I'm enjoying it.
But, later
He
on,
says yawning.
I've had a long day.
they end up bumping into Huntress, who's trying to kill Mandragora. She agrees to work. Yes. She agrees to help questioning Green Arrow, provided that they leave Mandragora to her. Question says, yeah, that's fine. He personally doesn't care. He's like, whatever works. As long as he doesn't kill himself. Comment himself.
Yeah.
During their investigations, Question comes to realise that Mandragora is actually working for someone. And he goes to Green Arrow and he explains this, and all the Queen's going, right, so what? He's working for someone. And Question goes, no, you completely don't understand anything, do you? You don't hire Mandragora. Mandragora is rich, powerful, and self-sufficient. He only has people around him because he can afford to have people around him. He is no fucking walkover. It will take 3 of us to beat him. Yet someone hired Mandragora. And Krieg goes, well, who would do it? That's it. There's not many people that could. Surely he says, not many people could. Very few people, he doesn't care about that much money. You can't just throw money at him and he'll take a job. Whoever hired him, he's scared of. And if Mandragora is scared of someone, you better be scared of them. So Queen goes, well, what organisation could possibly scare Mandragora? At which point, the question goes, there's only one group powerful enough to possibly, there's only one group powerful enough that could do it. And Queen goes, who? The government? Question goes, not quite. And he goes out to explore. And he finds out about this group called Cadmus, who are a special anti-metahuman division. Basically, they research anti-metahuman weaponry and stuff like that. Basically, trying to find a way to protect themselves from Superman and all the other superheroes, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, the funny thing is about it, he finds out about them. And the question, so we are Green Arrow and Huntress trying to find Mandragora. The question is researching this stuff. And as he researches, he comes across Cadmus. He starts thinking, but why get rid of Green Arrow? Maybe to get him out of the way. You take Green Arrow out of the equation, then Star City becomes easy to take over. But there's something not quite right, because they didn't go after Green Arrow, they went after Oliver Queen. And they won't know that Green Arrow is Oliver Queen. So let's remove Green Arrow out of the equation, and we're left with Cadmus and Oliver Queen. So he heads to Queen. Was it Queen?
Queen Industries.
Queen Industries. And he hacks into Green Arrow's computer room. Initially, this is going to be a scene where Green Arrow's out as well, but I'm changing it around.
Yeah.
He's basically hacking into Oliver Queen's systems. And as he's hacking into them, he gets them, and he's going through all the accounts, and you see things like, Star Industries, Mechanic Products, Ecosystems, Metropolis City Rejuvenation Project as a tie into my Superman movie.
Yeah.
And then Cadmus. So he clicks on Cadmus and he finds that Cadmus had contacted him and even sent money to Oliver Queen to try, and buy his favourite. There's like schematics and shit like that. And he does more research and he comes to the conclusion, quite rightly, that Cadmus tried to hire Oliver Queen.
Yeah.
Now, the question believes that everything is a conspiracy. That everything ties into one conspiracy. And now Cadmus is that missing link. It's the Illuminati of the modern age.
Yeah.
So, he confronts Oliver Queen, essentially trying to beat the shit out of him. So they're both locked in this fight. And Oliver Queen, basically, I don't know what you're talking about, he goes, Cadmus contacted you. They sent you you said all this money, all this technology, which I bet you've used. Tell me what you know about Cadmus. And Oliver Queen basically says, look, they wanted to hire him to be like a chairman, like a treasurer, or a financier.
Yeah.
In return, they would offer him technologies for his investment. And he said, yeah, they tried to assassinate you. He says, yeah, I turned them down. He says, but they had something on you. They had something. They came to you. There must be reason more than money. There's something about you. And, they guess, but Huntress has to break them up. Question leaves pissed. And he decides, fuck it, he's going after Cadmus. So he goes after Cadmus. Huntress, say, fuck it, we're going to take down Montegora. So when Question arrives at what believes to be the Cadmus HQ, and we're missing a lot of stuff here because I didn't cast the entire movie. He comes face to face with the secondary villain we're talking about, Deadshot, played by, weird decision I know, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay.
Deadshot explains that Cadmus hired him to be their hired gun. At which point Question says, so what, they went out and hired an assassin just to get me? Deadshot goes, dude, I don't even know who you are, but I'm going to shoot you now. And this leads to a fight. Basically, Deadshot shoots, Question dodges out of the way, and Deadshot reaches and goes, you dodged? No one dodges. Fucking and starts shooting like crazy.
Yeah.
Leads to a big fight between them. Question manages to outfox Deadshot in the end by, he's shooting around, it manages to drop something. I don't care how he does it.
I don't care.
He'll iron out the details later.
Oh yeah, trust me, I'll have to do a revamp version of this in life. But
I swear it'll be like the 7th episode after this.
Mandragora is fighting both Huntress and Green Arrow, and they're having a tough time because he's naturally strong on those jazz. Green Arrow eventually runs out of arrows, except he has one left, which he tries to get at, but every time he tries to get near it, Mandragora sends his ass flying somewhere.
Yeah.
So Huntress is like fighting him, and eventually they're able to beat him. He grabs the arrow, he fires it, just as Huntress fires her bolt. The arrow gets stuck in him, he's like, motherfucker, that's what he hit. He goes to pull it out, and just as the other arrow hits, sticks in him, and explodes.
Nice.
Yeah. So Mandragora is one dead motherfucker.
He is one dead son of
That's why you never use it, because it's quite lethal. But it was his last result.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Question finds himself. So basically, they save the day and all the jazz, and they go, right, we say, well, let's go get the Question, and they go to the HQ where the following signal. In fact, the Question's gone. The place is empty. Deadshot isn't there, and nobody knows what Question is.
Yeah.
And the last thing you see as the film closes is Question chained up. And you just hear a female's voice saying, Question, welcome to Cadmus. And it ends.
Oh.
I would have done a lot more effort into this one, but I have been burnt out.
I could vouch he has.
We also worked out that Cadmus could ties into everything that we'd already done.
So every single Justice League-esque movie that we've done, Adam's Flash, my Superman, your Batman,
It's all tied in.
it could all tie into this one.
Yeah.
Obviously, the next time I do a fan cast challenge, I'll be sure to write an epic.
I'd give you a B for that.
Now, Dan, obviously, you're out of commission for a while.
Yeah, internet for at least a couple of weeks.
So what I thought I'd do is I'd give him a fan cast challenge.
Go ahead.
Right. So far you've done the Flash.
Yep.
You did a good job. I've had no Green Arrow and all those jobs, right? So I'm gonna give you a test. Now I could have been mean. Could have given you Wonder Woman, which would have been a bitch and a half.
Just leave that for me, mate.
Yeah. I could give you John Jones, Martian Manhunter. Could give you that one. But no, you see, you give me a character which I love.
Yeah.
The Question.
Yeah.
Right? And I love the Question, right? But you've already done Flash. You've already done this. So I thought, well, maybe I'll give you a character that I love.
Uh-huh.
And see what you can do with a character that I love.
Okay.
So, Adam, I want you to fan cast a movie.
Hang on, I'm going to make a quick guess. Zatanna.
You're going to do a movie with Zatanna.
Yeah, buddy. You're going to cast the top.
What's the age rating on this movie?
Right? You're going to make a movie with Zatanna. Right?
Dad, get the iPod.
Right?
Oh, 1 second. I have to do it Dudley style. Dad!
How fucking dare you?
I'm sorry.
Know your place, boy.
Yes.
In the world of Dudleyville, you are Spike.
Yes, sir.
Spike did it once.
Yeah, that was when he was the boss. You're still here, Devon.
But anyway,
Stay
I want you to do a Zatanna movie.
Yes.
It has to tie into the eventual Justice League movie that
Okay.
we're doing. So basically, you can't have anyone that we've used so far
Alright.
in terms of actors and actresses. You can integrate with characters that we've used.
You might need a list of female actresses we've used.
I'll be fine.
Right? Basically, I don't really have much in the way of prerequisites, but it must somehow fit into the Justice League movie we're eventually doing. You have any enemies? I don't care which universe they're from, whatever. So yeah, I wanted to feature at least one other Justice League person, DC character.
Okay.
In terms of heroes.
Okay.
Villains, I don't care. Even if you have to invent a villain, it doesn't matter, right? Just be creative about it
Okay.
and make a tie-in.
Okay. I can do that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All is falling into place. So, with that out the way, let's open up the forum a little bit and let's go into any topics that we may have that we'd like to discuss.
I'd like to begin if you don't mind.
I don't
Knock
suppose,
yourself out, home.
I don't suppose you have something you'd like to discuss, do you?
Of course. I posted on the Sharp Facebook page that I'll be writing about confusion this week, and I am staying true to my promise. I'd like to begin. If you would mind, I'm not a radio conversation.
So you'd like to begin now? Go on.
I'd like to begin with the world. See, recently,
world?
yes, recently I've been mulling it over, and I realised we live in a funny old world. We live in this weird world in which people get all their life answers from celebrities. I know people who judge people on their looks while whinging about people being judged on their looks.
Yeah.
I know people who don't actually allow this show to invade their brain space yet. And I even know a few people who believe that they will be saved by a cosmic Jewish zombie. It's a funny old world. Now you may ask yourselves why I'm bringing it up, and it's because these things genuinely confuse me. Like my phone, when the battery is reset, decides that it's January the 1st, 1980 at midnight. Now, why in the utter buggery does it do it? What? And why in the hell do hipsters feel the need to be hipsters? And why hasn't David Cameron fed himself to a walrus yet?
That's a new one.
These are questions I've asked myself many and many times, as well as like just so many. It's like when are you going to stop thinking about these questions and do some work? That's one that usually features in my brain. And rom-coms. Screw rom-coms.
I like rom-coms.
No couple has ever worked in the way that rom-coms do. I guarantee.
I kind of disagree there. I know a few couples that started off kind of like rom-coms.
Excluding Dan, because Dan knows all.
That's when we started hating each other, and now we're in love and getting married.
Are you Irish?
I'm part Irish.
Who the fuck cares about Leap Day?
It's one of the only ones I've ever seen.
Well, then you can't judge it on a bad film.
I can't judge all of the other bad ones I've seen.
But apart from those few examples we can bring up,
Yes. See, I tend to find myself sitting in a chair downstairs at bloody 2 a.m. onwards, remembering stuff in my head, or reading stuff and realising how little makes sense. When I was kind of thinking about this, I was writing a project called The Series, a collection of 3 love stories set as realistically as I can write while making them entertaining. I did that because I had those ideas kind of bouncing around my head and needed to get them out. I admit that not everyone is going to like what I write, but that's something you've got to admit when you're a writer. You're never going to please everyone.
Good.
You have to accept this when you write. You have to accept that, again, writing is subjective and what people like to read changes. And I like to avoid making the main female protagonist. I did try to avoid making the main female protagonist a raging necrophiliac and bestiality enthusiast. Whoops, I'm getting angry again. Best shut me up. Yeah, best shut me up or throw me in a walrus too. We live in a world where reading is a chore more than a pastime for kids and teens, which may be why the literary equivalent to a very bad case of diarrhea with intermittent vomiting makes for good reading in today's culture. When I was a kid, I had Mr. Meadows' Muddles read to me. I loved books from that point on. I kept books from my library and buy them, and I swear that made me realize different things and help my way of understanding and thinking. So on #shout and in everyday life, I get to be a bit of a nutcase, but in reality, I am quite intelligent. Not to toot my own horn, I'm just admitting I have a horn.
And you just wish somebody else would toot it for you.
Shut your face. Shut your face. Both of you, shut your face. I'm not... Avoid this. In classes, I'm down to work, and I'm not trying to be arrogant, but I am a relatively smart person. But I guess reading isn't cool these days, and that makes all the difference. There's no swag in reading. Unless it's a crime novel. You know, where they use the term swag correctly. I guess my point is, we live in a very confusing world, so I'm going to say this. If you can't beat them, join them. You see, I'm a little teapot, short and stout. You all seen me on #shout. When I get enraged, bleep me out, or viewers will get mad, and we'll get out.
Well, that's a fair few points you brought up. I would argue that reading is it is cool. The problem is, you've got so many different groups of people trying to claim reading as their own, that the people who just generally love to read are the ones like that. I mean, I love people like Terry Pratchett, Neil Gaiman, Max Barry, Matthew Riley. There's a lot of writers out there, like Connie Golden, fantastic writers, but I don't claim to be like a book enthusiast. And somebody else, I like to read. You know, I just don't make a big deal of it. Like, I don't know, hipsters are like, oh my god, this person's like writing is like so mainstream. I like these people who like I've never heard of. Like, basically, I just researched less known writers, and I came with this African guy called Muigala. So I got his book. I don't know what he's talking about, but it's like so touches to me. You know, it touches my heart because it's so unknown. Like me, I'm unknown. I'm not mainstream. Then you got people who are like, you know, I love literature. What have you just bought? 50 Shades of Grey? Get in the fucking sack and die. You know? And then
get in the sack, be beaten by sticks, although you'd probably enjoy that.
You know, and then you get people who are like, oh yes, I read all the time. I read Shakespeare, and I read Pride and Prejudice, I read Tale of Two Cities. Hey, how does a Tale of Two Cities start? Alas, poor York, I knew him well. Get in the fucking sack. You know, there's no intelligence to be had in admitting that you like to read. It's not an intelligence thing. It's a thing. That's all it is. Like watching TV. Watching TV isn't for stupid people. It's for intelligent people too. Reading is the same. Does reading take a bit more effort? Sure, but guess what? I was like, who's going to win a game of Mastermind? The guy who watches TV or the guy who reads a book? I don't know. Let's see what all the fucking trivia is. You watch TV, you got to know a bit more. Reading a book, it's far more fascinating for me personally, and I get more in depth.
And to prove to me, the last book I read was the last Harry Potter book.
Yeah.
And I've kicked both your asses in quizzes.
Yes, you are the reigning #shout quiz champion.
In a word, boom.
Yes. But
In a word.
Reading has become...
What in a word?
Yeah. Reading has become some kind of statement of intelligence. And it's been like way for several years, I grant you, but it's this idea of like, oh, he reads. So like you say that, like, oh, he's such a like a soft, he's such a sensitive type. You know, he reads. So reading makes you.
Technically, I read comic books.
Yeah, like reading the book makes you intelligent and sensitive. Yeah, if they're reading Twilight, it makes them gay and sad.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? If they read Shakespeare like I do, it makes them dazed
Gay and
confused.
sad.
It makes them dazed and confused. You know? If you read Tolkien, I tried reading Tolkien. I'll be honest with you, I got lost. And I'm usually quite good. I'm a writer myself, but there are times that sometimes things can be so good and written so well that even I'm going, okay, I have to slow down because this book is more intelligent than I can fucking stand. Sometimes I like books which are easy to read.
I like Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
I like big butts, and I cannot lie.
But, like, for example, there's a guy called Max Barry who wrote a book called Jennifer Government. It is a very easy book to read. Now, it's written very easily. It's in a language that's understandable. It's not using overly complicated metaphor. But that doesn't make it a dumb book. It makes it actually just an easy book to follow, and it's really well done. Then you get some books that are beautifully metaphorical, which I could also read, and they're great to follow. My problem is, there's just some books which are bad. I mean, people, let's face it, Twilight is literature. It's just bad literature. But hey, if we're saying that reading books makes you intelligent, you try reading Twilight and hold on to a few IQ points. I'm just saying.
Challenge not accepted.
I mean, we actually have but basically, due to circumstances we aren't even fucking aware of, there is a copy of Twilight in this house, and none of us dare open it.
I think the last time we interacted with it, I beat it with a stick.
Well, this is a true story. I was going to review the book Twilight, the first book, right? I read page 1 and then literally vomited with rage. I went into the bathroom and threw up. I was that angry.
I like how funny that is.
Well, that book is, in essence, basically about a woman who is into necrophilia and bestiality, but somehow is socially accepted.
She's not socially accepted, that's the idea of it.
Oh,
From what I've been told, she's not socially
Oh,
accepted.
I'm sorry,
She's an outsider.
She is not an outcast or a bully. She's not outcast or bullied, sorry.
she's a whore.
Yeah.
I'll say that's true. And if you think Bella is such a role model for girls, die. Just go die. Because your genes are not wanted by the human race. Fuck off and die. Now, I'm moving away from the literature because, quite frankly, you know me, I could go on for days.
Really?
We should get fajitas.
We can't go for
Dude,
this. We got
what-
no money.
We're in the middle of a show.
Okay.
He seems to have forgot he's been playing games on Facebook for the last fucking bit of the show. Ever since you started.
I would actually tell you what I've been doing
Sorry,
on Facebook.
am I the boring one on the show here? Is that what it is?
No,
Just because I do the news.
see, people, I'd rather tell you after the show what's happening.
Fine.
Probably
Fine.
not best to talk
Fine.
about it on
To be fair, dude,
Speaking of Tumblr,
Trevor McDonald did news for years, and he was never boring.
right, we're having a go. But so is there any subjects of apps or types of apps or a random word?
Jetpack Joyride.
Wow. Okay, that's oddly specific.
You will review Jetpack Joyride. Search your feelings. You know it.
You're not a Jedi.
I am a
That's
Jedi.
Sith anyway.
I am a
You're
Jedi.
Ron Kenobi, did it?
Search your feelings.
Oh, I'm sure your feelings. Okay, why won't you update my Tumblr? So my iPod's being nasty. But yeah, I will look up some apps to look at. I'm telling you, there's a few that are getting fucking deleted. Yeah, so yeah. Now, basically, the only thing I really want to talk about is, I tell you one thing, like, I try not to get personal on the show. I try not to get personal and try to bring out shit. But I have to admit, I am starting to get to the point where things are becoming personal to me now. Like, when I get stressed out now, it's getting quite personal because I'm so tired and I'm trying to get work done. And it's like, I've got a quiz to do next week or something like that. I've got a fiance I still can't talk to for reasons we're not going to go into and all that jazz. How the fuck? I honestly think I need a vacation. I honestly think at this point I need a vacation. And I don't mean like time off the show or anything like that, right? I mean, well, did you want to take over the show?
Did you really want it to be the Dan and Dan and Mini Funk.
I was thinking.
Were you thinking it's the Mini Funk in the Geek King presents the Boob Hour?
Yeah. I was thinking first the show, then the world!
We
I'm not a
apologise.
terrorist.
We apologise for those now deafened. But I honestly think I need
Love
a
you. Love you, Blip audience.
I honestly think I need a vacation at this point. Like, but I didn't. But if I was going to go on vacation, where would I go? Right now,
Get some Skittles. Put them on the floor. Get a box. A stick.
Adam,
Trap them. And then we send them somewhere.
Adam, there's a slight flaw in your plan.
Shh, Stephen, we're plotting your demise.
Adam, there's a flaw in your plan.
What?
I wouldn't eat Skittles that are on the floor.
Put some kitchen roll down. Then some Skittles on the kitchen
How
roll.
do I know the dog hasn't touched them?
Put them in cellophane bags.
Why don't we just give him a bag of Skittles and wheel him out the room?
Yes. But where do we send them?
That's what he's asking.
Jamaica.
No, too hot,
Poland.
too cold,
Ireland.
too Irish,
Scotland.
too Scottish.
France.
It's a fucking French, you daft cunt.
Islamabad.
Don't want me to go there.
Egypt.
Too warm.
Iceland.
Ironically enough, not cold enough.
Sweden.
The only reason he was Sweden's for naked blonde chicks, and he's got a,
Switzerland.
there's nothing to do in Switzerland.
Toblerone.
There's nothing to do in Switzerland.
Uh,
Like everything you do could be classed as hostile.
oh, come on! Baltimore.
Because that's a bit rough, but we could. I know we could send him. The fourth wall.
Yes, the fourth wall.
Send you to the fourth wall, dude.
So basically, my vacation
Durham.
is going to be work.
Yep.
You're going to send me to work for my vacation.
Yep.
Yeah, what's your fucking point?
Fuck you both!
Fine!
Boons! You can go on holiday when I get my fajitas! That was a very stupid decision on my part.
When I was playing the home game, Dan did a comical slap upon Adam's shoulder. To which Adam responded by doing the same to Dan's arm.
That was a bad move!
That was like Spider-Man going to Wolverine saying, I've got your nose. Which Wolverine goes, I've got your head.
That was like Spider-Man going to Batman and going, I slept with your man.
Ooh, Spider-Man's not that cruel.
No, but he has that
Didn't
freak.
into like
Like
dead chicks.
Yeah, but he has that
Twilight
stupid.
Man, James is a man. But yes, but I know I've been getting like stressed out. I've been burnt out. If you see my touts that I have to delete, you know, I get burnt out and stressed. It's like, I'm definitely trying to find a way to de-stress. And I tell you one thing, the
You know,
hiccup.
excellent way to de-stress.
Yeah.
It's a really fucking comic. To put a film on it, to let the world
Yeah.
disappear.
Well, that's the thing because the problem is I don't get time. Because
Turn your phone off. Turn your iPod off. Switch the internet off.
but here's the thing: I can't in case my last calls. There's no escape. In one way or another, I have to be in the net. And when there's internet, there's drama. I was like, I did it, and then there's work because there's hashtags to do and all the shit.
But it's not like it's. I don't know. I don't care.
Exactly. It's like the cinema.
Oh, I'm getting stressed. I don't like being stressed.
Yeah, but you got to walk away from this.
Yeah. I do.
It's
I
like,
do.
it's like
Let's go to the fourth wall.
I think it's like it would help if I was getting something out of it, but really, I'm not. Basically, we do the show, which is great. We get viewerships, which is good. And I do have a laugh when I do the show. Well, I have a laugh when I do #show. But then after, there's so much stress involved. They take # to a markout. It's stressful to do that show. It is stressful for me because I am panicking about what's going to happen. And afterwards, I'm like, actually, no, that was quite fun. But then it's like, oh, okay, now I've got to edit this 2 hour and 55,000 minute show.
That's because.
Well, we try. We really try. But it gets to the point where all I get is work out, and I get all this work, and then we do this work. and then
You have nothing to show for it.
Well, I mean, I'm quite happy to show us until some motherfucker comes along and goes, some guy comes along and says, "Oh, we need more views, we need more views, we need more views," and worst of all, turns around and says in my fucking face, "Hey, that's the reason I did this show, to get over." Because some people do it because they love the fucking show, not because they want to be popular. Some people do shows because they want to entertain people, not because they just want to get people to recognise them on the street.
May I
And
please?
some people would have the fucking decency to not say this motherfucking shit to someone's motherfucking face when they're doing none of the motherfucking work.
I would like to make a point clear.
Yes.
I'm going to take this person, I'm going to tie his arms and legs to giraffes, and then I'm going to introduce a lion to the herd.
No, you're
and
not.
just watch them run.
No, you're not.
Apparently I'm not.
You're not.
I have
so
to-
apparently about it, you're not.
I have to clarify that I'm not, because apparently I have access to giraffes, rope, and a lion. Makes perfect sense.
Excuse me, you do have access to a rope.
Yes, but I use stuff for different things, not giraffes and lions.
Kinky.
Yeah.
Study this Satana Finecast 7
Lions!
Maybe it's a wonderful
Tigers.
bears, oh my.
Akeem!
Sharks?
Giraffes.
See, but
Aardvarks!
okay, we're just naming random animals.
Owl.
No, I'll tell you one thing. Look, I'll tell you one thing.
Wolf.
I'll tell you one thing.
Shark.
Turtle.
Bear.
Octopus.
Spider.
Snake.
What are the rules to this game?
Robin.
Elephant.
Wolverine.
Batman.
Meerkat.
Spider-Man.
Alexander.
Hulk.
Thor.
Captain America.
Iron Man.
Satana.
Deadpool.
Deathstroke.
Green Arrow.
Green Lantern.
Sinestro.
Magneto.
The Guardians.
Xavier.
Superman.
Cyclops.
John.
How do you play this?
Mark.
Nightwing.
How do you play this game?
Red Hood.
Wonder Dog.
I
Crypto.
honestly don't know how to play this game.
Poison Ivy.
I'm pretty certain.
Bongo.
I'm pretty certain there's some kind of like
Oh, God.
hero
Harlequin.
going on, but I have no idea.
Wonder Girl.
Power Girl.
Rogue.
Starfire.
Jean Grey.
Raven.
That's so not Raven.
I have no idea. This is like Mornington Crescent for geeks.
Robin.
Jubilee.
Okay, Jubilee. Let's go. Storm.
What the hell is
Kitty
going
Pryde.
on?
Emma Frost.
Nice.
I don't get it. It's I would say
Gambit.
I would say trumps, but it's not really trumps because Dan's picked people that he doesn't think are as good as people that haven't said. So,
So Xavier already.
Oh, sorry. I was.
so
Hang on. I can do this.
it's-
Joker.
Two-Face.
Penguin.
Freeze.
I really don't
Bane.
get it.
He was strange.
Killer Croc.
Is it just like trying to guess how many people
Sentinel.
know?
Mornington Crescent.
Mountain Crep. Grey Malcolm's Industries.
Wayne Enterprises.
Queen Industries.
Alfred.
Jarvis.
Talia Al Ghul.
Pepper Potts.
Raz Al Ghul.
Tony Stark.
Let's think. After Tony Stark, I would go. Tony Stark. After Tony
Whilst
Stark,
they continue their
would
Trump
go
game,
with- Hang on.
I'll just remind you of some of the wonderful stuff you can do if you're online on the internet. You can visit us at facebook.com / shout the show. You can visit us on Tumblr at shouttheshow.tumblr.com.
Cadbury's!
Don't forget to visit our resident artist
Send
at
in chocolate
cannonball.deviant.com.
online.
That's CANNONBAWL.deviant.com. And remember, you can follow us on Twitter at The Lone Walker 1, at Geek King, and at Steve213. That is at The Lone Walker number 1. That is at Geek King G33K_KNG. And there's Steve Jones number 3 at Steve Jones number 3 number 3.
Doxy.
Our next episode episode number 25 will occur on September 15th,
Captain Boomerang.
where we will actually have the hashtag shout quiz, where Adam and Geek will go one-on-one to see if Adam can finally get his hands on the coveted hashtag shout championship, where Geek King will retain his title.
Chitara.
And remember, if you have any questions you'd like to send into the show, just send them at shows.tumblr.com and click the Ask the Guys a Question. You can ask anonymously, or send it directly to one of us on Twitter by just at LowWalker1, at Geeking, or at Caesar33, and just send us your question and we'll answer it on the show. This has definitely been an odd episode of Hashtag Shout. Basically, it's the Senate. I think what happened is we waited till quite late in the evening to record this, and we're all very, very tired. Adam's wanting fajitas. Dan's down, and me, I'm just knackered because I've had barely any sleep whatsoever. But don't worry, I've got my hypnosis app. So yes. Oh, by the way, I have a Sparkle account now. So if you want to find me on Sparkle, it's DJ13. Challenge me in some quizzes, and it should be awesome. So I'm now going to put the microphone back over there and try to integrate with them. Right. Now we see the Adam and the Dan.
Come on.
Playing a game of Geek Trumps, it seems. Or perhaps Geek Association. It is my theory.
She-Hulk.
Good God.
It is my theory that this is a form of survival for the geeks, as they try to reconstruct their memory to ensure that they never forget the characters. I've just had a teddy bear thrown at my face. Why did we have a teddy bear in the studio? I will never know. So, I guess it's goodbye from Adam. I guess it's goodbye from Dan.
It's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me. And we're all off to we're off to get fajitas. Oh no. No. You are both idiots. That is all. That is all from this week's episode of Hashtag.
And I won.
Shout! How did you win?